All right, folks, welcome back. Here we all are. Beth in the middle, Jennifer over there on your right, and me on the
Hi.
left. Hi, everybody. We were just remarking, Merlene, you have our sympathy. 17 below C. That's chilly. Yep. You win the prize. Sorry.
Yeah.
We'll pray for
Not
pray for
good.
an early spring in Alberta. Ouch, man, ugly. Um, Okay, so today's podcast, the Wednesday podcast, Jennifer and I, we knocked off more things on the old topic list this week than any of us has in a long time. So catch that. That was fun.
It was
Sun,
just like a stream of consciousness
I
thing
know it
going on.
was, and we could have gone another half hour too. We didn't even realize it was an hour. So
Yeah.
Hazel Blomkamp on Sunday, so don't miss that one. Do not miss that one. That was good. I say that every week though, don't I?
Yeah,
This could
but
be this could
she's
be
really good.
Yeah, she's really good. This could be really bad the one week I don't say it because then that person will know that it wasn't so good. Yeah, so now I've created a monster. Ouch.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, sorry. Spring Hill, Stitch Along, wetalkfiber.com/Spring Hill. You can still get in on that because this is my progress right here. So you can still get in on it, and you're going to be in good shape. So right there.
oh
Mhm.
my! Look at you guys.
Yeah,
There's okay.
Jennifer.
So are we?
Jennifer.
Yeah, are we
Jennifer's going
showing
to
now?
show off now. Beth's got
Oh
some alphabet
yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jennifer's looking great. So you can still
Yeah.
get in on
Why,
that.
thank you.
Get to Needle in the Haystack, wetalkfiber.com/Spring Hill. Get to that, and you can get in on the deal. Send photos. I have had some more people sending photos that I can use on the Wednesday video. I really appreciate that. It just makes it look nicer, and it helps out. And Jennifer sent some pictures just to show off how far she was on Spring Hill. That's all that was. But
Well, I gotta keep you guys on your toes, right?
appreciate,
That's right.
Kind of
yeah.
poke you, prod you along.
So appreciate if when people send that. It is a huge help. May not seem like a big deal to you, but it really is for me a big deal. So send those in 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 10, doesn't matter. If you can put your name on it, do it, and that way we get credit. Otherwise, I'll put it on for you. But it saves me time, as I said 100 times. Now tonight we have a special thing. Oh wait, let me get the sad thing out of the way first. We mentioned about Karen Kluba last couple of weeks, and if you haven't heard already, her daughter passed away. So that thing, parents should never have to bury their kids. Tragic thing. So Karen's daughter has passed away. So if prayer is part of what you do, add her to your list. Her family, Karen and her family, two grandkids. I believe it's two grandkids. Um, uh, Son-in-law, the whole thing, just a sad thing. So prayers for Karen, and yeah, well, oh, tough deal there, really tough. So all right, that one. Then I'm going to switch to the whole thing. Okay, there we go. Okay, yep, got the sound back. Sorry, muted everybody. Okay, the sound is back. Sorry. Okay, so starting over. So on the screen is the sampler. Amanda Rowe, the solitary stitcher, has made available Mary Jane Fry 1861. It's her reproduction of this sampler. and she's made it available for us to download for free. So down at the bottom, wetalkfiber.com/MJF1861. wetalkfiber.com/MJF1861. That is the link that will take you right to the PDF to download it. And so feel free to share it with your friends and neighbors. Grab that thing. And it's very kind of Amanda to make that available. Sharon Bruce made the connection for us, so this was possible, and appreciate that. But grab that thing, and of course, wherever you post it or do anything with it, credit to Amanda Rowe for providing it and making it available to us. So that's just fantastic. There's just a great little sampler there. Jennifer and I were talking in the podcast today, trying to decide if that was cats or rats down at the bottom. I'm still sticking with cats, Jennifer.
Yeah, I don't know.
Cat.
Yeah, I can't have.
They're kind of just hunched down. They're hunched down.
Yeah, I can't have
on
rats.
this one,
Yeah.
on this one they look like cats, but on the one where she stitched it herself, they look, because it's cleaner looking. I don't know. They look more like rats.
Can't have can't have rats on a sampler, so we got to go with cats.
Maybe the girl had pet rats. I mean, it's a thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Not in
I
much.
I'm going with cats, and I'll stitch them. Whatever. If it starts to look like a rat, I'm stitching more or something on it. Big long whiskers or something. I don't know. Rats have long whiskers too. I can't do that. I'll fix it. I'll find some way. So anyway, that is the free sampler tonight. So everybody gets a free sampler tonight if you want one. And of course, kits. I'm sure if you hit up Kim at Sassy Jacks or Kathy Ray at Needle and Haystack, our two ongoing sponsors, I'm sure if you hit them up, they'd be happy to kit it up for you. What was it? What'd you say, Jennifer? It was like 6 colors. It wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, it was only 6 colors.
Yeah, so take advantage of that. Take advantage of that. It's right there for you for free. Now, I'm going to go put us back on the camera, on the deal here. Actually, I'm going to put me on. That's my stitching. Okay, so we got 3 giveaways tonight. 3 giveaways. And Mary Ann Cola has made these available. They're older. I think they're older. But who cares? They're samplers. They're cool. So all from the Exemplar. Say that for me, Jennifer. You said it so nicely.
Exemplar? I don't remember what I said.
Never mind.
Must have had a moment.
Your moment.
Exemplar?
No, your moment passed. Never mind. You're done.
It was a fluke, you know.
You're cooked. Never mind.
One-time deal.
Just never mind, Jennifer.
French was not my thing.
Never mind. Never mind. You blew it. You had your chance. You blew it. Chance to sound continental twice, and it just didn't happen. So.
Yeah, no, not today. The brain's half on vacation today.
So 3 of them: E. Vickers 1864, E. Vickers 1864. That's one. These are smaller ones, so kind of a quick stitch. So E. Vickers, then E. Kidson, the E. Kidson sampler, E. Kidson, and then Caroline Napier, circa 1800. This is one of those Adam and Eve ones. So there's that one.
Nice.
So those 3,
Nice.
those 3 in the drawing tonight. Those 3 in the drawing. That's up here. Okay, down here is Mary Jane Fry. That's how you download that. That's down here. To be in the drawing, up here, email to Gary at wetalkfiber.com, and your subject line is sample. Don't do sampler. Don't do samples. Just sample in your subject line. And please put your name and address in the email body of the thing, so that we do it. Then this is just as always for the live show people only. I do the drawing right after the show, and blah 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 blah. So drawing up here, free download down here. All right, I'll leave them up. Okay, we're all back on the screen now.
Okay.
Right.
And I'm not muted. Oh, this is so very exciting.
Yay.
Jeez, what a train wreck. Now, as if you listen to the podcast, you discovered along with me that next week is February, thanks to Jennifer. That was a tough one. That was a tough blow, and I thought we had a couple weeks. That was hard.
January was extra long this year, or what?
Oh,
You
man,
know.
I did not realize. So anyway, we're going. April will be with us next Wednesday. April will be with us for the another tour at the Embroiderers Guild Galleries in New South Wales and Sydney. So that'll be next Wednesday, and this one is the big one because they do this annual lace festival, and that is starting this weekend. And so April is going to give us a tour of the lace. I think it's so big that she'll be doing a selection. It's a huge thing for them every year.
Wow.
So it'll be lace. If you follow Embroiderers Guild Galleries on Instagram, April and one of her coworkers were going around spray painting stencils of lace on the sidewalk all over the area in the neighborhood from the galleries. It's it's a really big deal for them, big annual deal. So we get to look in on it, and April's going to give us a tour next Wednesday. So be sure and mark that on the calendar because I'm sure they've done it a lot for many years, and it's a big deal. So I'm sure it'll be more than impressive. So be sure and mark that down so you don't miss it next Wednesday, February 3rd. There's that. Now, I call your attention to this thing Beth has sucked me into, not Jennifer. Jennifer did not fall for it. The 100-day project. So that starts the 31st. And the hashtag for Fiber Talkers is hashtag FT for Fiber Talk 100, the number 100, the word day. So FT 100 Day 2021. So that's you do at least some stitching on something every day for 100 days. I'm going to do, what is that? Stream of consciousness stitching. That's what I'm doing.
Right.
I'm going to make that happen. So next Wednesday is April with the Embroiderers Guild Galleries. Then we'll have 2 weeks where I need somebody to be a guest other than us three mopes. So if you want to be a guest, join us. Then on the special thing on the 21st, Sunday the 21st at 2 p.m., we're going to have a live show, and it's because our guest will be Emily Ferris, and she's in the UK. And that day will be the podcast with the interview with Emily Ferris. And then she's going to be on live that afternoon to show us and talk about, she's a needle painting embroidery artist, and talk about it. Really, really a lot of fun. Young lady, mid-20s. So young lady has been stitching since 2013. So, but boy, she has come a long way from stitching with a piece of thread and a pillowcase to now. Wow. And her one of her projects is on the cover of the latest Inspirations magazine. That's how far she's come, from not having done anything in 2013 to the cover of the Inspirations magazine in 2021. Impressive young lady, really enjoyed, just a treat to talk to. So she's going to be with us live on the 21st at 2 o'clock. So we'll have a special live show that day. And then on the 24th, Wednesday the 24th, our regular Wednesday show, Natalie Dupuis will be back because Natalie is putting together now a new class on color. So you make a gold work spiral circle thing, but it's basically a color wheel. And Natalie it's going to be a class on color that I'm going to take the class. I'm going to finally bite the bullet and try and get a good grasp of color. But so Natalie will be on the 24th to give us a little color lesson and tell us about the class. But yeah, so that's one you want to watch for because yeah, I'm sure she has it buttoned right down. So those are the things. Then the Kitty and Me people, I'm sure you long ago got your your calendars from last week. Constance Cook, Kathleen Yance, and Aubrey Sprite were the winners from last week. So, and I'm sure that Pam has already sent those. And that's just a reminder, Kitty and Me on Etsy. Go check that out, especially if you want to get the calendar to get the Biscore new 12 patterns on there. That'd be a good thing. So that's all I got. Best I could do. There, okay. All right. No, go cats, no rats. Now there's a T-shirt right there. Nanette has put the T-shirt together for us. Go cats, no rats. with a picture of a rat with a big circle in the cross. Yeah.
Oh my
Yep.
gosh.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that came to mind when I saw it.
It's okay. I'm not having rats on my sampler. That's for sure.
You just
here-
make it look like a cat.
You can write underneath it cat. CAT.
Yeah.
That way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That way
Oh,
people
see,
know.
now
It's a
Lori Mann has already downloaded and kitted that thing, and she did tea dyeing on her fabric.
Oh,
Holy
cool.
smokes! Calm down, Lori.
Nice.
Calm down, Lori. Deep breath. Easy. Woo. She went for it.
She- Yeah.
Wow.
Needed something to stitch.
That's right. Perfect timing.
Yeah.
Perfect
All right.
timing.
You guys were talking today about the 100-day challenge. It's good to post every day, but I know people who that's like way too much posting and they only post once a week.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Especially if
that
it's something that's not getting as much, like your doodle. In 10 minutes, how much stitching are you going to get done?
Well, exactly. Yeah.
Right. And that gets really boring. I would post once a week and just pick a day and say, this is the day I'm going to post.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna take us off, and you guys switch to your stitching because I'm gonna take me off and put my stitching on
Okay.
because we're supposed to be stitching here tonight.
I
Oh.
am trying.
I am stitching, but
Well,
it's
then
going to make
we'll
my
leave you
angle.
on. Then just leave you on. It's fine.
trouble. Fine. Stay that way.
All
right, I wanna know-
We'll just watch you.
Okay. I have
Okay,
a question.
so then that helps me because then I don't have to do that all the time.
Right. Right. Because why would you? It's too difficult.
Right. Drive me nuts.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's just that. But I stitch every day anyway, so
Right. A lot of people say that, and then I do. I do also.
Well, here, Jennifer Porter, first time with us live. When does or did it start? In Texas, it starts at 7 o'clock for you, Jennifer, every Wednesday night. The best thing to do, really, trust me on this, the best thing to do is subscribe to the YouTube channel. So where it says subscribe, you click on that, and then there will be 3 bell icons. And choose the one that gives you all the notifications. Then everything that gets posted on YouTube will get notification. And you'll also get an email that notifies like a half hour ahead of time. It's really the best way. But every time we do it in the evening, it's at 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. And if we do a Sunday show, it's 2 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Central. We do that consistently so you don't have to think about it. But welcome, Jennifer. Good to have you with us. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Yes. What?
be there. I'm trying to move my laundry basket, and it's still in the picture. Oh well, did laundry.
That's a good thing that you did your laundry. That's better than at my house today.
Can I just say that? Can I just say that every time we talk, you paint the nicest mental picture.
Who, me?
Yeah, you. Yeah, you.
Me and my crazy over here.
I can't. I'm
Okay.
stitching, and my laundry basket's in the way. All right, Beth, you had something serious to talk about, not laundry.
Yeah.
basket.
Well, I want to know what Jennifer's stitching first of all.
Oh, I'm working on the pandemic
laundry.
because yeah. Well, I'm doing the pandemic because my other projects I need the magnifier, and then you can't see what I'm stitching. So yeah, pandemic. But in my real life, my other life, not on Fiber Talk Live, I'm stitching my Spring Hill and then the number 4 berry from Erica Michaels' 12 Berries of Christmas.
All right. So have you gotten all your stuff done for WIPCO?
That's like my, yeah. So I
Oh, so-
finished the chicken one, and then the berry is my last. And then the
Oh.
Spring Hill was also one of the WIPCOs, and I've definitely stitched on that. So
Right.
so far this month, it's all I've met my goals.
Excellent.
The 100 days,
Yeah.
Jennifer. The 100 days starts on the 31st, and if you stitch Mirabilia, don't mention that because we need you as a guest on a Wednesday night show so we can look at your Mirabilia stuff.
Yeah.
Right to
I
me.
saw that 2 new mermaid ones came out today
Oh, did they?
or yesterday, recently.
Because I don't want to stitch them, but I sure like looking at them. They're pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, they are neat.
They're super gorgeous.
So
All right, so Jennifer, yeah, so Jennifer, there are 200-day projects. There's one that
geez, for
started.
crying out loud, Beth, really?
Yes,
Jeez.
and there's one that was started. It was started on the solstice on December 21st, and it ends on the equinox. So it's only an 80-day challenge this time, and then and then there's this one which starts January 31st, which is the one we're doing,
Okay.
which is called the 100-day project. The other one is called 100-day project. I think. It's hard to. I get them confused. I have to look up if I'm hashtagging them.
Ours is the 100-day.
Yes.
So Jennifer, write to me, Gary at WeTalkFiber.com. Let's do you as a guest on a Wednesday night. Linda, this is not the last motif. I have 3 more after this. Here, I can show that.
Yeah. Show us.
Since I keep forgetting to post it on Instagram, I'll show it. It gets late at night and I just go to bed. So, here. There's Hannah. But people can't see it because it's only a third. Hang on. Bear with me a second.
Okay, and then yes, you post on Instagram. Although I think you could post on Facebook too, but I post on Instagram.
There we go. Okay. There's Hannah. So I have 3 more. 3 more along here is all I have to do. I have to finish this one, which I'll probably get done tomorrow night sometime because there's a whole bunch up here. But it's very cool. I really like it.
Yeah, it's exciting. You're getting it done.
Yep. I'm on a mission. Yep. So just got 3 more here. And I keep saying 3 more, they should go quick, but every time I tackle one, it's not. So there's the 3. Right. They just take forever. Those are the 3 I got to do. So, but I really like it. It's really coming out nice. And it's one, the colors, you can tell from the camera shot here, the colors are just fantastic. So.
And you're using NPI?
NPI as Barbara prescribed, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't think it would be bad. You're right in DMC either, because that just looks gorgeous.
Are you kidding me? In DMC would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'd really like to see some people who did it on the banding.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was people doing that, and then we never heard from them.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what happens. We find something else to stitch.
Yeah.
Easily distracted.
What am I saying? I don't. Who knows what happened? Like, all of us guilty as.
Yeah.
Gets charged.
Yeah.
I know, like spring stuff. Spring's coming, and now I'm kind of thinking about spring things that I have, like little charts for little minis and stuff. That I'm like, ooh, I want to stitch those. I guess I'm just gonna have to get them out and work them into the whole system of everything I'm doing.
You got that Whip Go chart. Fire it up.
Yeah. Well, it'll be in addition to the Whip Go.
Oh, okay. Thanks, folks, for the kind words. I got to say, I'm pretty proud of it. Thanks for the kind words. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. There's more than one instance where I've had to tear out sections because I was one count off or something, but I have persevered, and I'm really, really proud of it. Elaine says Sassy Jax is doing on banding. Kim is doing it on banding?
I thought she was.
That's cool.
We'll have to ask her to post it somewhere.
Yeah, I will. I'll say a word for Kim. If you don't get a lot of response here in the next few days, they're moving the store. They have to be out of her original location by Sunday. So they're
really?
Yeah, so they're moving the store. She said to me yesterday that they had the big furniture moved, and now they're moving all the other stuff. So, if she's not responsive right away, give her some little patience there because that's a monstrous job. So she'll take care of you. But yeah, they're rather occupied.
Wow.
Man, I can't imagine moving that store. Oof.
No, moving's bad enough, but to move all the
Yeah.
stuff from a store,
Ugh.
yeah.
Yeah, so a little patience for Kim there. Because, yeah.
Yeah, and speaking of Kim, she had silks, a couple of silk sets on sale. If you're looking to add to your like stash you wanted to build up, you don't get a choice in colors, but like she had the Aversois and the 100/3. And if you just wanted to say, hey, I want to have some of these for and they were basically for samplers. So sampler colors, I would guess.
Yeah. And
You needed to build it.
You're using that 103 on the white Trish and Win Whitework sampler thing. You're really liking that.
No.
Well, that's
No, not. No, I'm not.
Oh no,
I'm
you're
not
using that
using
you're using that on Spring Hill. That's right.
Yes.
And you're liking it?
I love it. I would highly recommend it. I used it one time, one thread for a quilt because that someone recommended because it was a nice thin and it worked well for what I did. But I had never thought about using it for stitching, like cross stitch. And it is just so nice.
Yeah, I got to try some now. LW, she didn't have to move. They own a house, a historic house, that is 2 or 3 miles from their location, their current location, that they have always been going to move to, as Elaine is explaining here. And now they got the work done. It had to be completely remodeled and redone. And now that's happened, so they're moving to that. This is all the plan, to be in that house. So.
And it looks nice.
They didn't get kicked out. It wasn't for failure to pay rent.
Oh, jeez.
No, it was the plan. The last I talked to her about that, the house obviously was going to be the store, but then she was going to have bedrooms upstairs that when people come to teach, they can stay there, so they don't have to deal with hotels or whatever. And then I don't know if she did this, but she was talking about having a building in the backyard, so to speak, that would be a classroom. So I don't know if that's happening still or to come, but anyway, it's going to be a whole lot better space for them all the way around. And of course, anytime you get to design your own space, it's always going to be better.
Yes. Like Orna's that we were.
Oh, geez,
showed us.
You know how many times I've thought of Orna's space? Oh, man. That is not fair. Can you imagine just having that every day?
That lighting and that big area.
The big honking table and all that storage. Oh, man. Beth, you could bring everything up from the basement.
It would be amazing, wouldn't it? And have it organized so I could find it instead
Look at you.
Goodness.
That would go against my nature. My kids would have a heart attack. Not to mention my husband, because I am not organized. Not. But you did get me started on winding my floss on bobbins. I finally decided I've been avoiding it. I thought, I'll just keep them sorted by numbers and these bags. But who wants to search? I always search through the ones that are already bobbinated first. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to go back to this. Obviously, how I like to have them.
Yeah, that's kind of a subtle clue. If that's where you go first, that you probably should do them all that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things. It's like, okay, do I really want to take the time to do that today?
See, I always liked putting mine on. It was always part of the prep, I always enjoyed sitting down with all my new colors that I needed and winding them on.
No.
I always enjoyed it.
I'm with you, Jennifer. I grab a bunch of those, sit down in the recliner, turn on the TV, and just sit there and wrap thread. That's I
Hmm.
don't mind it at all. Yeah.
And it really doesn't take that long.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. So do you mark the plastic ones with Sharpies?
No, I
I
use the
started
stickers.
I just started doing that. I used to remember back whenever the DMC it was a paper, the
Hmm.
little number
Yeah.
sleeve, it was paper. Now it's plastic. It's like that weird plastic, so it doesn't flatten. Back I would here. Okay. So see right here, see this little, it's plastic, and I
Hmm.
I cut it off. Am I in the middle? Yeah. I cut it off and I would always wind it on like this. But these plastic ones, they don't lay flat like the paper. They booble up, and then when you're trying to slip them in and out of the case, they would get stuck on each other because I put them in a little case like this,
Yeah.
and then
Right.
they would get stuck on each other. So I just started numbering them with the Sharpie. See, this one has the number, but I do still have the paper thing on there because I just haven't gotten to the unwinding of it enough to rip it off yet.
Yeah.
But I did put a number on it. But yeah, when it was paper, it was fine. But these plastic ones, they don't cooperate. So
Yeah. See, I use the other plastic ones, the bigger plastic bobbins, which you're going to say that look like what, and I'm scrambling to find one that's out loose here, one that has escaped, but I don't see one here because I cleaned up, sort of. Oh, here's one. Yeah. See, I use these bigger ones.
okay, it'll take a minute.
What is this here?
Someone asked how we store our silks, and those are in floss away.
Yeah, floss away bags, and then like projects I'm working on, thread drops for me. And then I don't know what I'm going to do with those when I'm done. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I see your bobbin now.
Yeah. Gina doesn't like the crinkles. What are the crinkles?
Oh,
The
like what I mentioned, the
bends.
bend.
Oh, well, see,
Those aren't so
that's why
bad.
that's why I do them loose like that. I don't make them very tight at all. And I don't really have, it's never been an issue for me.
Yeah, I wrap mine on tight, but it's never bothered me either.
I just
But you
keep them
can
loose.
always do that, like Vana did the thread licker,
Yeah,
you
I just
know.
keep them
That's
loose.
right.
And
Yeah, and if they're bad, I do wet them. If
yeah,
they've been on there a while, I just give them a little damp, let them dry while I'm stitching with a dry one, and
Yeah,
away we go.
yeah. I've just never given that a thought. Somebody had a question up here that I thought was interesting. Uh,
All right, while you're looking for that, I have a question, and this is more for Jennifer because she's along. When you get like on these alphabets, I just went to the next one because it's just one space,
oh, I
maybe at
know.
the most two away. But you
Right.
don't stop and start, do you, when you do?
No, no way. I stop and start as little as possible. I will even find creative ways on the back to weave it through to start so I don't have to really start and stop. And then it also helps, like if you're going to carry like that, go at a diagonal on the back, don't go straight across,
Right.
so that it cuts the square next to it that you're crossing at a diagonal, so you're less likely to see the thread through the holes because it's not laying, parallel
Right.
against the holes.
Right.
But yeah, no, I carry as much as possible. I mean, it's not like I super dislike stopping and starting, but
I know it's
extra,
just that it's just
extra work.
well, especially since they're right next to each other. Why?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I I don't think it'd be a problem
You mean on alphabets?
on alphabets. Yeah.
See, you 90% of the time I'll end the letter and start a new one. I don't like that carry
Even
over.
if it's
Really?
even if it's just one thread
One,
away.
and that I was just going to say the exception is if it's just one thread and I can go at a diagonal to get to it, then I will keep going. Yeah. But any more than that, I stop.
Well, that's also part of my sewing path planning that I do. Is I look, okay, now where do I want to start and stop at the top or the bottom so that I can easily jump to the next letter.
Oh, Carrie wants to know, how is your white work going?
Uh-huh.
Right here. Right there. That's it right there. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. I nailed it.
And you like the Swap Paris, right?
I do. Yeah, I love the Swat Paris or whatever. Yeah, Paris. But yeah, that's where I'm at right there. Look at that. We can actually measure that. And that will measure out at exactly 3 inches of stitching. That's how my white work thing's going. Where Beth has like 8 rows done, I think.
No, only 3. I'm working on that 4th one.
And you changed out the colors too. Yeah, yours is looking good.
Yeah, I had some purple, so I did it monochromatic and purple. It looks really nice. I like those threads.
So is she having you do it in a color so that you can learn? Or is it just it's white work but on its color white work?
The top bands on those 17th century samplers were often color, from what she said, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, and then we're not to the white work part. We've got to make a pillow and and then do and do all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, this is nothing until we get to the white work. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so Carrie, you're joining us in this white work.
Oh.
Fun. Good. The more the merrier.
Well, I have more than Carrie has done. Oh, that's a good day. Okay. All right. I win. Thank you very much. I win. Oh, man. But I will say the magazine got to the printer on time this week, so
that is a good thing.
The powers that be generally like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Oh, I know what it was. I forget who it was way up here said they'd lost interest in stitching. And I thought that's always a favorite subject of mine. Try something else. Try a different stitching technique. Like go get some black work or something. Do something you've never done. Something that's cheap to do, like black work where you just one color. And just you can download black work free charts. There's a million places. And just try that. Or a little needlepoint, just something you can do from stash. I bet you'll find something you like. If I'm ending in the front, please show us how. Okay. I just all I'm doing is just feeding it through the front, but I can do that on this. All right. Well, here, let me see.
All right. So Jennifer, what are you stitching? That's the next question.
The pandemic. I'm working on pandemic.
Okay, what thread?
DMC 4200 Wildfire is what it's called.
Okay, so it does have a little bit of variegation. I can't tell from.
A little bit, yeah. It's like a hot pink to a lighter hot pink with some orange. And then a light, it's pink and orange and pink. It's a little bit of variegation, not too, I didn't want it heavily variegated, but I wanted some movement. And then I work really hard at not letting it be too stripy. I want it to kind of be more flowy. So on certain things, I'll outline and then I'll go around in the middle so it doesn't stripe.
Right.
Okay, for those who are interested, all right, I'm going to start. First, I'm going to start with a pin stitch. So this is with cross stitching. I always do this. Let me see if I can zoom in some. Whoa. Whoop. Hang on. Let's flip the phone right out of the deal here. Okay, that's as close as I can get. It's still not showing.
I want to just put you on the screen?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, so I'm gonna so I'm doing a pin stitch to start. So I just do I'm over 1 over 2. So I came up in the middle and went down on one of the things, and you see I just pulled that out because I wasn't careful. So I come up in the middle and go down on what will be a corner of an X. And then I come up on what will be the other corner of the X. And go down and split a little of the thread when I do it. And then what I do is I'll go, and I'm going to get to finishing on the front in just a second. I got to have some X's to work with. So then I'll go single stitches. I always stitch, or almost always stitch full X's, but when I'm starting something, I'll go 2 or 3 half stitches and then come back, just because I feel like it locks it in better. So I just plan that out so that I come back to wherever I wanted to start originally. So doing this. I'll just put this in and then tear it out because I'm doing it really quick. So then if you're gonna continue on with the same color, so say like this, so like this row right here, say if I was going to continue on here with the same color and I was going to end this thread, then I would do another half cross pin stitch and end it, and then I would come back with the next one and go over it and just keep going. But if I'm just ending, if I'm done with the piece or done with the motif, then I will just end by coming up in the hole in between the two corners like this, and then I just slide it under the X's like that. Just slide it under and pull it through. It'll hang up sometimes on the eye because the eye's too fat. So that's where I have my little pliers. But then I just do that and then give it a little tug so it's a little taut and snip it off right at the thing, and then that's it. And that's ended. And up close like this, you can make the case that yes, you can see where it's finished, but when you get at any kind of a decent viewing angle, you can't tell at all. And it's a whole lot easier than turning this thing over every time I finish a thread. So that's how I start and end these things without having to turn it over. Work from the front all the way. So, yeah. Does that help?
I would think so. That's nice. Nice
It
technique.
works. It works, and it's like this big thing. To flip this thing over all the time, it just gets old in a hurry. So yeah, so that's how I do it. So whoever it was, I forget now. Oh, Kathy. Yes, I hope that helps, Kathy. It's really just quite straightforward. But yeah, if you're going to continue on the same row, or even the next row with a new thread, just do a pin stitch and keep going. Do a pin stitch to begin and to be end to end, but to end off a thread like this, that's how I do it. Now I'm going to take it out because I just threw it in quick. And I can take it out quickly because I'm an expert at removing threads. It's not a talent I'm proud of, but it's a talent I have.
That's where tweezers are nice.
Oh, these tweezers. And see, here's the instance right here now. Okay, so I've taken everything out but the pin stitch. See, this is the pin stitch right here. And if I pull, like I'm pulling on the next stitch where it went up, you cannot pull it out. You cannot pull it out. And then to get it out, this will demonstrate whether the pin stitch holds or not. Doing it that way is just to get it to come out. See, it just shreds all up. It just shreds all up to get it out because it's just in there and it's not coming out. And especially if you go a couple stitches away and come back, you'll tack it down so tight that it's not going anywhere. And then I always clean the fuzz off. Because I'm picky like that.
Well, if you don't, next time you stitch over it, it starts making fuzzies all over the place. It interferes. You think it doesn't, but it does.
It does, yeah.
Sometimes I'm stitching and it's winter, so I'm wearing a sweater, and the sweater has little fuzzies that comes off sometimes. And I'll be stitching and I'm like, what's that dark blue spot? And it's one little hair of fuzz that got in there that I have to gently tease out. And I've actually, the last day or two, I had to unstitch some to get that dang fuzz out because it was a dark blue fuzz in a light stitched area.
Mm-hmm.
And it showed up as a big old spot. I don't know why I didn't see it while I was stitching it, but I didn't. I mean, it wasn't that far back. It was like, a few stitches, so. Or I have black cats, and every now and then cat hair wants to get in there.
Let's see, all kinds of questions here.
I can't see my computer. It's too far away.
Seam ripper, yeah, this is the Bowen seam ripper. Where'd it go? As suggested by Gan Rogers. This thing is fantastic. Little tiny thing. Folds up like that. Got mine.
It is nice.
Got mine at Needle and Haystack. Fantastic, sharp, small, and you can even with like this on 45 count or whatever it is, one strand. Once you get started, you can pretty much slide this thing right underneath and just keep going. Just chew it right up and pull it out. Yeah, these things are fantastic. Much better because I have this one, this seam fix, and this one's too big. They make a smaller one. This is just way too big. I don't like it. And then when Gay and Rogers mentioned this small Bowen one, I don't even use the other one. I use the other one to rub away stuff, fuzz. But yeah, that's what that is. And then, well, these are the pliers, and now see, I'm embarrassed. I forget who was kind enough to gift these to me, but these are Dovo scissors or tease tweezers. These things are fine pieces of equipment. They're worth every penny, even though I didn't have to spend anything because it was a gift. But these things are just great because they grab and hold, and you can pull stuff out quickly. They're really good. And then Oh, then these pliers, I really wish we could get these. These are Wubbers pliers. And if you search around, you can buy them. They're jeweler pliers, and they're absolutely smooth, and they will not damage your needle. And I use these all the time when I'm finishing on the front because you can grab the needle and pull it through because sometimes it's hard to get a grip on it and pull it through. And so I use these, and they never damage the needle at all. And they're just handy little things to have. They're little jeweler's pliers, smooth jaws on them, and they're all of point to handle and just not even 3 inches. They're just really handy to have. And you can find them. Just go look for jeweler's tools, and you can find them. Not always cheap, but they're worth it. They're handy to have around. Oh, she meant the fuzz. Oh, the fuzz remover is here. It's hard for me to. The fuzz remover is this thing. It's the big size seam ripper, but it has these rubber ends on it, and I use those to either end, depending on what I'm doing, to rub the fuzz off. But be careful.
I think you still have it just on your.
Huh?
You're showing, but I don't think people are seeing it on the screen.
I think she is. I think he is.
Oh, did he switch it?
I did.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right, I'm lost.
Be careful when you're rubbing fuzz off of the front of your piece, like the stitching side, because you on some cloths you can actually rough it up enough that it shows. So be careful.
Yeah.
So I just do it really light on the front, and then on the back I go to town and get it cleaned off. It'll pull through. It'll pull through the back, but be careful on the front because you can create a little abrasion spot there that you will see. So be careful on that. And then I just use artist tape. If I have a lot of fuzz, like if I had to pull out a big area, I'll clean as much off, and then I just put artist tape down on back side and front side and get the rest off, and then go back to it. Hope that helped. Okay, back to everybody now.
So do you remember when one time you were talking with somebody about needles and having your needles clean? And do you remember these strawberry things, these emery strawberries?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I remember that back when I was stitching a ton, when I was living in Texas and stuff, I used to use these on my needles. And you stick your needle in and you bonk it up and down and then go like that, and it really cleans off and smooths your needle out if you feel it's getting rough or whatever. And I started doing it again because I had forgotten that I used to do that. Because, I had a slight stitching break whenever I got into quilting and stuff. So
Yeah.
So yeah.
You could. I assume that you can just still get those at Joann's, huh?
I did find this one that I have here is ancient. This is from a bazillion million years ago. I think you can. You don't see them as much as you used to. I have two, but then you can buy emery filling. I saw at Ruth's Stitchery in Colorado Springs had a little jar of that emery filling. And then you can make your own strawberries, which I want to do, but I haven't done it yet. It's sitting in my closet amongst the millions of other projects that I want to do.
No, this didn't scroll down. Margaret, thanks. I'm sitting here nodding like you can see me. Oh, yeah, I see you, Margaret. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mystical powers, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and so Sandy wants to know what kind of hoop are you using, Jennifer?
Oh, I'm using these plastic ones that I got on Amazon. They came in a set, but they're kind of like ovally square.
Mm-hmm.
They're rectangular, and then I did wrap it with the bias tape, and so it grabs, because if you don't wrap it, it just, you know, it doesn't work very well. But yeah, I got them as a set, different sizes for not a lot.
And I take it that they don't hold as well unless you wrap it. Like you almost have to wrap it.
Yeah, I had, you know, when I first got them, I tried them, and it just, yeah, it doesn't hold that great. And then, you know, I had seen y'all talk about wrapping the hoops, and I finally got the hang of wrapping the hoops. You can't overlap. You have to butt the tape up next to itself.
Right. Yeah. Don't overlap. Yeah.
Yeah, because the first one I did, I overlapped, and then like once you get you can't put it on. It won't
Right.
fit.
Right.
And
Well,
then it
yeah.
leaves, and it makes your linen uneven. Like the tension is really uneven.
Well, yeah, because
of the lumps and bumps.
if you overlap, the only contact points are the overlap points.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a zebra thing, and you don't get near the surface tension. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was bad.
Yeah. No, you have to
And
lay
then
them
I
flat.
saw a video where you guys showed how it was flat next to each other. I'm like, oh, I did it wrong. So I undid it and redid it. Now I wrap them all.
So do you like using that size then, that you have plenty of open space? I know, I mean, because I think of Jean Lee, she likes that little tiny small hoop.
Yeah. Well, I'm this, like, different projects, I want different kinds of space. But this pandemic, because I follow the lines of where it's going. So sometimes it's a big long diagonal. So I wanted the space, the big open
Mm-hmm.
space. Where other projects I like using the little hoop too. So different projects I use different size depending on what's going on. And there is a bigger one. I do have an even bigger one, but then I usually use it sitting in my comfy chair and using my lap stand. So right over here, I clasp it on. And if it was way bigger, it would not hold well. It'd be too heavy, I think. I don't know. I never really tried it. I don't know. This size works. Good.
Carrie got emery from her brother. He uses it to blast paint off.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So you can probably buy it without the hobbyist premium disc or premium extra charge, surcharge.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a little jar. It's in my closet. It's like $10, I think, maybe. I don't know.
All right, it looks like I'm going to be halfway through another alphabet. This is pretty exciting, people.
Nice. Alphabets go pretty fast.
I know, and some people don't like stitching them, but I kind of like alphabets. I don't know what it is, but
I
you get in a
didn't
rhythm.
used to. Yeah, I didn't used to, but then I like them now. But in the past, I didn't like them. I don't know. Maybe I've just evolved and matured. I don't know. Sure.
But and maybe I just to keep like, okay, I like doing my ABCs again and again and again.
Yeah.
See, I just tolerate them. I don't. I do them because they're there, but it's not something that I particularly enjoy.
What I haven't done is like an eyelet one, and I know people like haven't. That's the one they have. Like, oh, it's an eyelet alphabet, and I'm like, I kind of like eyelets, so I kind of wonder, am I gonna like it or am I gonna hate it?
I like eyelets too, but I've not done now I've done a bunch of eyelets on that that winter sampler that I'm still working on, which hasn't gotten a lot of love since I started Spring Hill. Here it is. See all those eyelets I did?
Oh yeah, yeah. Those look nice.
And then, yeah, thanks. I practiced. So, I practiced that cutting that happens here, but I'm going to do the cutting last. I decided. But I did the outlining part. The cutting and the beads will be last. Just so it doesn't get messed up.
Lisa, I am stitching on. Kim wrote to me and corrected me. I'm stitching on 45 count because she was laughing at me because every time I said it was 40 count, she would laugh on me because she sent it to me, so she knew what she sent. And I'm quickly trying to look up her message because now I've already forgotten. Here it is.
It's Jersey cream, isn't it?
Yeah, 45 count Jersey cream from Legacy Linen. Thanks, Beth.
Oh, okay.
45 count. So that's 45 count Jersey cream.
So those are tiny X's then.
Yep. Little bitty ones.
Super tiny.
And no problem with the needlepoint silk.
No. Other than the 815 color. That thing's a pretty,
Right.
That fuzzy ball.
Right, because I'm stitching 45 count with 103, and I know it's thinner than the needlepoint silk.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why but I'm getting good coverage. I mean, I'm not having an issue.
Yeah, no, I like this needlepoint. So I mean, I'll admit that there are places in here where you can see, little peaks of ground cloth between the X's, but I don't mind that anyway. That doesn't bother me. Because again, at any decent viewing distance, you're not going to see it.
So Beth, didn't you say that you got the little sampler pack from Kathy Ray at Needle in a Haystack, where you got to practice the super high count linen? And
Yes.
Yeah, I've been thinking about getting one of those little sampler things to see if I would like anything higher than 40 count.
And it's nice. It's not that much. It's two nice, decent sized pieces of linen, 2, 3.
I don't remember.
And then 2 spools of thread, 2 spools of silk, and needles.
Oh,
and
wow.
Needles. So how can you go wrong with that?
Yeah, and that way you can try, because I know I can do 40 count, but I'm like, I don't know if I'd want anything smaller. But that's a good way of giving it a little sample.
Right. And I decided the 50, I think there's a 5363 in there. And I can stitch on it, but I think I'd be happier just doing surface embroidery on that piece of linen. I mean, it's just so tight.
Right. Yeah. I'm thinking about that.
I think it's definitely worth it to order. If you want to try, and that's what I wanted to know. I wanted to know if I even would want to stitch on something that tiny. And your eyes do get used to it, I would think. And I think the other problem was I hadn't stretched it really good on a frame or a hoop.
Oh,
the 5363. But still, it would be something that would be a huge stretch for me. So I'll just 45 is good. 45.
Yeah, I've only gone as high as 40. And I did stitch that January Biscornu. I stitched that on 40 over to, but I stitched that in hand because the piece was so small it wouldn't fit in any of my hoops. And it did okay, but it's definitely, I do prefer to have 40 count stretched. It makes it easier.
Yeah.
Because, I stitched, I can do all the other, 32 and 28 and Ada and stuff in hand, no problem, without without a hoop stretching it. But the 40, it really helps to have it stretched.
Yes, Sandy, you're right. Yeah, that jersey cream, it is very tightly woven. Yes, and yeah, I started with a 26 needle. I wanted to use a 26 needle, but I'm at 28s because I spent so much time just trying to get the point of the needle through the hole because it's so tightly woven that I went to 28, and that works. But yes, it is very tightly woven.
That's something I wanted to say about my Spring Hill. So when I first started the Spring Hill, I started using a 28 needle because I was like, oh, it's 37, it's small. But every time I would pull it through a hole, it'd kind of pop. And then I noticed the end of my DMC was getting really frayed. And I was like, huh. So I switched to a 26 and it's much better. It opens up the hole more. It doesn't make it that funky pop noise because you're,
Yeah.
pulling the thread through too hard, and it's not fraying the end of my DMC. So I did switch up to a 26.
Yeah, it's worth it to go as big as you can.
Yeah.
With this one, I was just forever poking and jabbing trying to get the 26 to go through, and it just enough.
Have you ever tried those ballpoint needles?
No, never have.
Me neither.
Can't say I really have an interest, but never have.
I've just heard that on the high counts that it makes it easier, but I don't know.
I think it'd make it harder, wouldn't it?
Okay.
That's what I would think, but do you know about this, Beth?
All right. So I think they were sent in that package. And there
really?
is one that's a ball in there.
Oh, in that kit from Kathy?
Yes.
Oh, yeah?
I think so. If you want to hold on a second, I can go grab it because I know exactly where it is. Miracle of miracles.
Well, we aren't exactly going anywhere, so.
All right, you stay put then.
Okay. I'll try.
It's not like we have, a bar to go to or something, so.
No. Not that I do that anymore anyway. Had to shovel a wee bit of snow today.
A wee bit?
It's only a wee bit. It was only in the backyard because our house faces south, so the front yard it all melted. But the backyard, if you don't get it off, it'll freeze, and we're gonna have like a really cold freeze, and it would be like a total ice skating rink back there. And it was only a couple inches, not even that really, like an inch, but it was slushied.
Yeah.
So then it, that turned into a really rock hard ice skating rink. So.
Yep.
Don't want the Sophie to hurt herself in the backyard.
Nope.
All right.
I'm hearing crinkling, which means Beth came up with what she went to get.
Yeah.
No, it's not. They're all beading needles.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you get here. You don't get to choice on the colors. And I might be using one of the needles because there's 3 needles. There's a number 12 John James beading needle, a number 10 Bowen beading needle, and a number 10 Bowen big-eyed between needle. And it looks like I'm using the number 10 beading needle on something because it's not in here. So I must have said, oh, that's the right size.
Right.
I'm going to grab it.
And betweens are sharp because that's what I use when I hand quilt.
Right. So, and a needle. Okay. It comes with a threader. I'm going to want to lose anything here. Comes with a little threader.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Because you're going to need it. It comes with 2 spools.
Oh, nice.
Thread. And they're different colors. So one is the 100/3 and the other's the Swa Surfine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
They're really fine stuff.
Nice.
And then you get 3 pieces of linen, and it's marked for you. This is and I don't think they're always the same, but they're 9x9. This is the 40-46.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is the 50-55, which actually I liked stitching on this one. It's Kingston. And it's
50-55?
yes, look at that.
Hmm.
And so I did a little
Nice.
practice stitching.
Right.
And then this was the Legacy, which was the 53-63 that I thought would be better for surface embroidery.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I did get stronger magnifiers, so I wonder if I could see it better now.
Oh,
Bet
yeah.
you could.
But I tried it over 1 and over 2. The over 2 doesn't look too bad. But over 1, I was just like, no.
That'd be a bit much, I think.
Well,
Some of those samplers call some of the areas are over 1, and they use that super high count.
Put on my stronger magnifiers to see if I can see this better. Yeah, you can see it fairly well, but to me, it looks more like something you would use for surface.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So, but definitely worth it. Definitely worth it.
That's like, what, 20
Yeah.
bucks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get 2 spools, and then you really can use, they're big enough to do something on. I mean, they're 9x9
Oh, for
pieces
sure.
of
Yeah.
fabric. You can do something on that.
Easily.
Sharon says, what are you referring to and where do you get it? You get it from Needle in a Haystack. And what does she call them?
Oh.
Golly. Oh, just a second.
Beth
I dropped the bag.
Beth will have
Maybe
that
it's
for
on
you in
your
a moment.
packaging.
Needle in a
On
Haystack.
packaging.
Yep.
It's okay. There's silk samplings package, and there's a 1 and there's a package 2. One is so make sure you get the right one. There's one that has like maybe 32, 36, and then 40 count linen, and then there's
Right.
this one that has the 40, whatever, 50, and then 60 count linen. You just need to decide which one you prefer. And both packs include silk to try. So if you've never tried silk and you wanted to try it, I don't think that's a bad deal either. I don't know what she puts in the other package, but with 3 needles, a needle threader, I don't know. It doesn't seem bad.
No, it's a nice little test kit.
But you don't get any choice on colors. It's just whatever she packages up for you.
Right. Well, yeah.
Right.
Well, for something like that, who cares what the colors are?
Right. And the linens are very nice linens. These are they all Legacy? I'm looking. Legacy. One is Kingston, Legacy, and Bergen linen. I don't know what Bergen linen is. Anyway.
I've never heard of that.
Bergen, is that a town in like either Germany?
Well,
I think there was a Bergen in the Netherlands or even Belgium.
I'm thinking, is there a Bergen in Norway?
I don't know.
Maybe there's Bergens all over. Now the question is, what did I do with the 1 needle that went in this pack? Oh well, I'm using it.
Make sure you have shoes on.
Well, it really looks. No, it was in the. I'm sure it was in the. I'm stitching with it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. My family knows not to go near my stitching area without shoes.
Yeah, Needle in a Haystack for those kits. Kathy will fix you up.
Yeah.
What time is it? Holy smokes. Look at
What
that.
time is it? Oh, wow.
Quarter after. Yeah, quarter after. All right, we need to wrap up. So Sunday, Hazel Blom Camp. Up at the top here is the get your email in to get in the drawing for the 3 samplers. And down at the bottom is the link for the free sampler from Amanda Rowe. So download that and kit it up at Sassy Jack's or needle in a haystack. Order your little sampler test kit and kit this thing up. Yep. Do all three of us use hoops? Sometimes. Depends.
Yeah. Sometimes hoops, sometimes scroll rod, sometimes in hand.
I rarely do in hand.
I never do in hand.
Always hoop or
It varies.
yeah. Oh, look, I finished another letter.
Oh, look at you.
Very nice. Did I do this evenly? I did. Okay.
I don't know.
Sometimes, you know how sometimes if your project is just a little bit, if you're looking at it, it's a little bit tilted, and then you're like, oh no, those 2 points aren't on the same line.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, oh no, they are.
It depends on how strong the magnification is.
Linda says the download will be up for a while. You don't have to do it right now, but you know how it is. You don't do it, you'll forget.
Yeah.
So jump upon it. It's not that big of a thing. All right, I think we're going to call it. Thanks everybody for joining us. Glad you enjoyed it. You got several compliments here. Be sure and hit Hazel Blomkamp on Sunday. That's a good one. And whoops, where'd I go? There I went. Upstairs, up right there is the get in the drawing. Hurry, because I go right upstairs afterwards and do the drawing. Just for people in the live show, down at the bottom over there under Jennifer is the download for the free sampler. Thanks everybody. Bye.
Bye.